Hello everybody and welcome to this week's edition of the ITK Soccer Show. I called the witch doctor, it was Adebayor's ma'am. How's everybody doing?
Good man.
That's what we got to talk about. We got to talk about witch doctor.
Oh,
we
yeah,
got
that
to talk about sorcery here.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that, yeah.
Everybody's forgot about it. This is what I need to talk about first.
Is this the thing you're saying?
Yeah, so Adebayor is saying that his mom put a curse on him so he can't be a good footballer anymore. And his family are saying that this is outrageous, and Adebayor has joined a weird sect of Muslim, or Islam even, and that they're putting all this stuff in his head, saying that his family have put a hex on him.
I kind of believe that though, because
He was actually very good with Arsenal.
it wasn't
in
there
2007.
he was very good with Arsenal, and then he went to City, and then Spurs, and then somehow ended up in Real Madrid. So the witch doctor spell's kind of going the wrong way there.
I forgot about this Real Madrid.
He signed for 6 months for
Mourinho
wanted him to be the Drogba to bash around PK and Puyol, and it just did not work.
Well, I think
he got sent off actually for kicking Messi, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he's saying that it's more of a recent thing. I don't know, but
so it explains why he's been shit for 6 years.
No, that doesn't. See, this is the issue.
6 years.
He's pretty poor.
I don't think so.
He was fine for City.
He's been decent enough for Spurs.
He was fine for City. Him and Tevez had a fine.
He was great for Spurs when he was on loan, and then they signed him. He did.
Well, that's it. You're fighting for a contract.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also said, well, basically, he's cut off money to his family now. So his mom is working on like a US dollar an hour.
What was the old team that the fans used to chant? His dad washes elephants and all that.
His dad washes elephants,
and his mother's a whore.
Yeah, I for me, it really went down when his agent died in his arms. I think that was probably
the guy who was shot.
Yeah, that was probably. Do you remember this, John?
I do, but I'm trying to think of a way that we can't have "Died in Your Arms Tonight" as the ending song.
I was going to have something to do with sorcery or witch doctory at the end, but
that's even better.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's what's going on with Adebayor. So he wasn't on the bench, was he? On Sunday, he's literally taking leave of absence. So this must be very serious.
But a lot of those kind of African footballers are a bit mad. Like Juve, he's another one. Like he just disappeared.
Yeah.
When Brian McDermott came in with Leeds, he just literally disappeared.
I don't know if you can generalize a continent.
There's a few. No, I'm not generalizing a continent. Before I'm big
but that's racist. Right. You think Africa's a country, don't you?
yeah, that's exactly what I said. Yeah.
He wasn't claiming it was sorcery. Juve. Although if I was to label somebody a witch doctor themselves.
No, Juve, he went a bit mad when his the old Senegal manager died of 2002 World Cup. He died, and
these Africans being affected by people close to them dying. It's just outrageous.
Sensitive bastards.
Okay, thanks everybody for listening. We've got a lot of. That's it. We've got a lot of news for you, like a shitload of news, and then we're going to do our Champions League review. We're going to talk about some stuff on the continent as well as a Premier League recap. We're also looking forward to the 2 Premier League matches, match days, even if you will, taking place on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, and then our usual awards, teaser and fantasy football update. Okay, so let's get into the news here. A lot of talk going around about Steve Gerrard, him being dropped on his 16-year anniversary of his debut. We'll get to that when we talk about the match itself, but this all is centered around a new deal being offered to him. Reports are coming out that the deal has been offered. In fact, Brendan has said it's been offered, and that supposedly it might be for a bit less money. If it is to be for less money, people are hypothesizing the reason Gerrard is holding out is because if it's to be for less money, he wants a 2-year deal. Do you see him re-signing, John?
Sorry, that's not even the big news coming out of Liverpool. Did no one see the Brendan Rodgers interview?
That's my spoof for the week.
Well, I'll hear it. I'll take it. But they asked Brendan Rodgers did he think Glenn Johnson's goal was orgasmic or whatever, and he was like, well, it was definitely a good relief.
No, but he just
it was definitely coming or something. Some great puns, by the way.
He was just there smiling and looking at him like.
Did the interviewer say, or
he was French or something?
The press, he said orgasmic.
He goes, when Johnson scored a goal, was it orgasmic?
Jesus Christ, can these people not be screened before they're let in? Well, I guess we've done that with you, Dan.
But yeah, I think he'll sign. I don't think it's going to be as much money.
Sure.
But
John, like, if he doesn't sign, where's he going? Nowhere.
Frank Lampard and Gerrard, the dream combination.
That's right.
Roma, it's better Teddy.
Well, I've got 16 different testimonies from around the world talking about Steve Gerrard's storied career that I'm going to get to when we talk about the match. But yeah, I say he's going to sign.
Yeah, he will, yeah.
Now, Dan, myself and John have booked ourselves a game of FIFA in the next room. We're going to leave you to it. Because Cellino has been disqualified by the Football League as he basically cannot own Leeds. This is what's happening. So he can't own the club.
Until March 18th.
Okay, so people are saying that basically there's two options. One is that a Leeds supporter club that were trying to basically come and take over the club before Cellino signed on. Mm-hmm. They're kind of being recalled. This consists of people like Mike Farnan, ex-Man United executive, and what's his Irish name? As well, and Gary Verity. He also has like these are competent people, is what I'm saying, and you're not too plush on them. But before you talk about them, the other option is that Cellino can just kind of sell the club. But like he might do it internally, so he could say essentially sell the club for like £1 to his son, and his son holds on to the club until March.
Eduardo was his son. He's already on the board, but
yes,
I think there must be some football league rule here that you can't just here's £1. Take it for 4 months and I'll be back.
Could they go?
And he's just going to make himself a season ticket holder in the Revy stand. Like, he says regardless what happens, he's not leaving. He says he's going to hang around the place.
Well,
forever.
now, Dan, if the supporters club, I can't remember that they have a specific Lust. No, Lust was an old club. No, they've got a different name.
Oh, marching. Together marching.
Okay, they have said that they're very much open to negotiating with Cellino. That basically, they'll be the stockholders.
Why don't they? When's the next Leeds match?
Saturday.
Why don't they, like, during the match have like a noise go off and then just have like Michael Cole go up and be like, I have an email. Well, you'll never know who the anonymous general manager is.
Well, to be honest, we actually had an owner. We didn't know who it was.
Imagine they did that for every substitution. Dude. Can I have your attention, please?
We had an anonymous owner at one stage, and it turned out to be Ken Bates because he sold the club back to himself.
So if Cellino does this, it'll be the second time that somebody sold the club to themselves.
Well, no, he'd be selling to his son technically. No, Bates, we were in administration in 2007, and Bates is like, I'm still here, but I don't own it. I'm just kind of running the place.
This is what
and then he goes, oh wait, I sold it to myself for £1.
This is what I like. Like, Dan we'll get into it, and Dan has like, that FA is out to get Leeds, and then you hear stories about him selling the club to himself.
Yes, and also the man who is also responsible for that is the guy who's after us at the moment, the Football League. His name
Ken Bates?
His name's Harvey. Sean Harvey.
He's a good lad.
He's one of the highest guys in the Football League, and he's an absolute cretin of a man.
Listen,
Dan, can you think about this in any way that's not like personal? I know it's hard, but like
I guarantee, the
rule is brought in to stop clubs that like happened to Portsmouth and happened to City almost before they were saved, and even Liverpool. Leeds are obviously the first club that it's affected.
Yes, but why is it always us? That's why I want to know.
You'll accept anyone's money.
Okay, and Birmingham City, Carson Young, the guy. What about Taskin Shinawatra, who was?
What about him?
The rule was brought in. He was on the run from the police in Thailand for being a horrible dictator who killed millions of people. And then what did he do? Oh, I'm going to buy Man City and hide in the City of Manchester Stadium for maybe a couple of months. Bought the thing. Oh, this is funny, hilarious.
That's a sign of a dedicated businessman who's willing to sleep in the office.
You know?
Well, I wouldn't complain.
Well, he was on the run from the police, and somehow he's able to do that.
But isn't Cellino on the run
over what? 23 grand over a fucking yacht.
So Cellino's fine because he got caught.
Well, no, Shinawatra was caught.
Wait, no, hold on now. Listen. What's the worst case scenario? Because you're very upset.
The worst case scenario is there's a serious possibility of Leeds going absolutely out of business.
That's not a possibility.
It is definitely a possibility.
No, hold on. If the supporters club can get the same backing they had when they initially went in, and they've already kind of galvanised, as Brendan Rodgers would say.
They don't have the money.
They said they do. Well, they said they did. Can they not just get the same people back?
I don't see the squad and the way everything is at the moment. All the Italian lads who come in who are actually doing really well.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, who are these guys? Like, I don't see them staying. I think it wouldn't be as good. To be
where
honest.
are you now on the table?
14 or 13. But I think we're
so good.
Well,
that's almost mid-table.
We are actually mid-table.
Mid-table.
We're banging mid-table. Like We are better than
we were saying. We were saying a few weeks ago that he's already sacked on whatever amount of managers, and he's clearly insane. And
yeah, he's insane.
Back to number 13, but you'd rather have an insane man in charge than whatever. Don't get me wrong. I understand where you're coming from the whole FA thing, because at least of two of Suarez's bans, I was like, grr, and then I was like, no, actually, he's actually quite a sack. And now at Leeds, I think you're taking it they're out to get us, and where I think if you sleep on it and then you wake up tomorrow going, it wouldn't be the worst.
There's actually evidence saying the Football League is out to get Leeds. In 2007...
There's evidence Elvis Presley is still alive.
You
can read anything on the internet.
Well, no, this is actually true. It was through courts. In 2007, Leeds were going to get relegated from the Championship. And Ken Bates and Sean Harvey...
Which time?
For the second time. So Sean Harvey and Bates then decided, okay, we have to beat Derby 13-0 in the last day to stay up. Yeah. We're not going to do that. So they put themselves in administration because it was coming anyway. So this is the first time under Sean Harvey we're in administration. Twice under his guidance, he's saying a guy isn't fit to run a club. Twice he put a club into administration.
Okay.
So he knows what not to do.
Well, yes, he definitely knows what to do to fucking enhance his own credibilities, and then gets a fucking office job in the Football League.
Well, that's what
so we took the 10 points that time, right?
Yeah.
Relegated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll start, get out of administration. Got out of administration, and what did the Football League do? Don't like the way you did that. Or don't like the way you're able to trick us there. Because there was no rule in the first place that you're not allowed to put yourself in administration to take the 10 points before the season, so you won't have it for the next season.
Yes.
Okay. There was no rule against it at the time. And what the Football League do? I'm going to give you 15 points deduction for the next season. What? So they gave him 15 points deduction for next season. Then Ken Bates was fighting this in court actually all the way. And it got to April. Leeds were in 4th position at the moment. This is still minus the 15. They're in 4th position in League 1. It got into the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And it was completely come out that there was no need to give the 15 points to Leeds deduction. It was absolutely incredible. He says that's a stupid ruling that should not have been given. The only reason why that wasn't reinstated was because it would be unfair to the other teams, as it's arbitration. You have to keep it fair for everyone instead of going, give Leeds 15 points extra. So they would have been second in the league and they would have gone automatically that year.
Yeah.
It was actually 100% fact that those 15 points should
not
have been given.
Yeah, well...
And they only made the rule up after that you have to take the points before... I think if you take the points after March or something, now it's...
Yeah, but what Leeds basically did was, it'd be like me going into a bar and kicking the bartender in the arse, and then he going, you can't do that, and I'm like, there's no sign that I can kick you in the arse. You did break the rules. You were going to get relegated, and then instead
there was no rules though. There was something. There wasn't.
You still can't do it though. You can't.
Of course you can do it.
It's not taking your punishment. To go into administration, you get a 15-point thing. If
it's 10 points.
If it does not affect whatever. If it does not affect you, and then.
Well, technically they relegated themselves. No, you can't make a rule up.
Dan's issue is, I think, that they got an extra spanking. Rather than
well, Carlos Tevez, the exact same time, got West Ham were playing two illegal players. Tevez pretty much single-handedly kept them up the exact same time while this was going on.
Who else was illegal?
Mascherano.
Yeah.
Tevez completely ineligible.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you a £4 million fine. West Ham should have been docked points. That was far worse than what Leeds did. It's I'm sorry, there's an absolute vendetta against this club for fucking years.
Okay.
There's evidence every single season.
Get into the case in hand, though, right? This current issue, crisis number 75. What is the timeline in terms of when they have to kind of be owned by somebody capable?
Well, he's out. He's told to get out in 2 weeks.
Right.
And he's appealed it. He says he's going to appeal it. So essentially the story, what happened was he's got this yacht in Italy. Apparently he didn't pay tax on it or something.
Yeah.
They were brought to court then, and then it's come out then that he's actually, he didn't pay the tax, but now it's come out, but you're not actually found guilty though, of it. Because you need to have a couple of...
Has anyone ever found guilty of tax in Italy ever?
Yeah.
They have.
But
Berlusconi was thrown in jail.
I don't think it. I think the ratio or per capita of people who do it and get caught is extremely low.
Exactly. Though, but what I'm saying is though, you've got a 3-strike limit or something. I don't know what it is, or something stupid like that. It is ridiculous.
What is it with Leeds and the sea? It's if you were landlocked, it'd be even more ironic. First, you spend money on fish, and now there's a yacht incident, and it's just barnacles galore.
So technically, he was actually not found guilty by the Italian court because he hasn't done it enough times or something. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Glorious. I hope they bring that in
So
for murder.
he hasn't, and I think it's only for tax or something. I don't know. So essentially, he's actually not been found guilty of this.
Yeah.
While the Football League then are going, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to ban him. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
That's exactly what
I
they've
think
done.
if this happened to any other club, you'd be like, yeah.
Okay, well, what about Tony Fernandez then making up hundreds of millions of debt with QPR? If he doesn't pay 50 million to the taxman or something, they're getting docked to the conference.
Oh yeah.
Like, how is this guy surviving? Like, how are these guys?
Because the rule is to stop people from buying the club and see if they're eligible.
But he was passed by the court in March. Or in April, sorry. By April,
but
they went to the courts and they go, of course he can take over the club. He came in the Football League like, oh, this is fucking stupid. But he was passed by courts again. How can they keep doing this? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's not like this man is robbing from the club. What he's doing is he's brought us a good squad. He spent more money than GFH and Bates did over a 10-year span.
Well,
he sorted out the debt we had of losing 1 million of operating costs per month. He sorted that out. He's trying to get a lease back to buy Ellen Road back, and he's got a 20 million investment coming in this week.
Okay.
So how is this man now? He is mad. I'm not gonna lie, but he's actually doing stuff to try and help the club. That's what's pissing people off. Like, they should take that into account.
Where is this 20 million coming from, actually?
Don't know yet.
Okay. Okay. So within
well, they will announce it. Like they announced it. Well, obviously things have taken its turn, so I don't know.
Well, within 2 weeks, basically, he has to pass the club on to somebody in an official manner who can obviously keep it up, or they have to be bought out by somebody else. And if neither of these things happen within 2 weeks, Leeds are without ownership. Which does that disqualify them automatically from the league, or do they have to just kind of like see what happens?
Well, he says I'm coming back in March.
Okay, but let's just say that. Okay, but let's just say they're without.
I don't know.
If
nobody knows what's going to happen.
If he does sell it to like his son in £1, and then the league come in and go, you can't do that. We'll dock you 15 points. Then I will fully agree with you that they're out to get you. But for the minute, I don't think that.
He would still laugh though.
Let me put it this way. I don't think that
I think we all agree.
I don't think the FA are going to let it get to the point where. Sorry, the Football League are going to let it get to a point where, there
is a possibility we could go seriously bad again, financially, and he's actually started sorting out the finances and the mess that was left from GFH.
Sure.
And now it's like, oh, we're going to take everything away. You're going to have no ownership. How does this help Leeds United? How does it help Leeds United? It doesn't. There's nothing to help them, and yet they're there to try and protect the future of a club.
Does the person who buy it collect all the debt? Like, surely they owe Cellino a bit of money.
Cellino? I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. Like you really know as much as I do. They're the facts that I've given. People can make their minds up about the situation, but if he was doing what the previous owners are doing, how they weren't kicked out for being unfit owners, I don't know how. How can you lose 1 million a month? You know why? Because they used every single profit Leeds United came in for ticket sales and merchandise, and that's how they ran the club. They didn't invest 1 penny themselves, and they lost 1 million a month.
Yeah,
it's like how are these guys getting in?
I think that's enough Leeds, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We just have to wait and see. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No. Well, look. Listen. It's very interesting.
I'll take the John Delaney thing.
Fair game.
So you're hoping for some of that.
Fair game. Thierry Henry has left New York Red Bulls. He's not ruled out, or he has essentially not said he's retiring. So
he's going back to Arsenal.
He's going to go somewhere. I would make a bid for him. Where's he going?
Arsenal as a coach.
As a coach?
I think so.
As a player coach?
I think even having him around the dressing room, I think would be huge for us.
I think the fact that he didn't say that he was going to retire from football makes me think that he might want to.
He can't come back for a third spell, a second loan spell for Arsenal. Well,
it won't be a loan spell. Well, he's gone. He's done. He's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants, like Liverpool, for instance, or Leeds. Probably not, but he could go somewhere.
Not with our owners.
Interesting, anyway. Roy Keane has also left somewhere. Aston Villa. He said, I think the quote was like, he said if it was ever going to infringe on the Ireland job, that he would put country over club. And people are saying that maybe it's the result of Scotland that's made Keane say, okay, I'm going to put more time into. I don't know about that.
I don't think he realised how tough of a job it is. And also, he hasn't really had a break. Like he's
Well, to be honest,
I presume it's the contract.
He left on a Friday morning when they had a match the next day.
He had a bit of a
it's kind of weird though, like a very odd timing.
He had a fight with a player apparently.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why Darren Bent got shipped out because I don't know.
No, they wouldn't both get shipped out. And Darren Bent is terrible, and they probably.
Darren Bent he he said, "Oh, I loads of respect for Keane. I loved his training methods." But then there's a lot of things as well from other players. Now, nothing's been. A lot of people are reporting it. It's probably just unusual
because he's in the news.
But again, he has to be in the news, doesn't he? That's the problem with him.
I don't think he's. I don't look.
Could he not save this for the next Ireland match and taking a few tips?
Hey, maybe.
Talk about Ireland and Leeds a lot in this, don't
you? know what? I don't think he's just doing it to be in the press, though. I think he's he might like they're sinking ship.
It wouldn't surprise me if he fell out with a player, though.
It wouldn't surprise me if he fell out with Lambert.
Yeah.
Being the deplorable human he is. Okay, awards. The Ballon d'Or shortlist has come out now. They've narrowed it down to the 3 potential winners: Messi, Ronaldo, and Neuer. Neuer would be the first keeper to win it in forever. I think it's fairly obvious. You would say that because this is the year he's broken these records, that Messi should get it again for the 4th time.
Which is mad.
Was it the 5th?
It'd be the 5th time. Yes, but Ronaldo's 3rd or 4th.
Ronaldo.
He's won it twice.
3rd.
Ronaldo deserves it, but I hope Neuer gets it.
I'd love to see Neuer.
It's one of those things like last year. It was Ribéry, Messi, and Ronaldo, and I was like,
yeah,
I'd kind of like to see Ribéry win it, but he's not going to win it. Like,
Neuer won the World Cup, and he's clearly the best ever.
Neuer was incredible.
It's one of those things. So how can you equate, what a goalkeeper, whether they're at the very top of their game, we're comparing the top 2 players in the world, undoubtedly, to the top goalkeeper in the world, undoubtedly. What criteria do you have to meet to actually overall win this? Like
it's just like when Cannavaro won it, like he single-handedly ruled the Italian defense when they won the World Cup.
Well,
I think Neuer was similar.
I think it's easier almost to give it to an outfield player.
It's interesting because Messi did break records, but you'd argue that he's not been as good as he has been.
Messi's broken the 2 records he had to beat this year in the space of a week. But then Ronaldo's goals rates have been incredible. But Neuer, well, I think I gave him actually my player of the tournament.
Okay, well, look, who would you like to see win it?
Neuer.
Dan?
I'd like to see Messi win it, but I think Neuer would be pretty cool.
I'd like to see Neuer win it because, it's
something different.
Something different. And speaking of something different, Sarah Roche has been...
Stephanie Roche.
Stephanie Roche, sorry, excuse me.
I can't give out to you. I read it as Stephen Roche. I was like, who the hell is Stephen Roche?
he won the Tour de France in 1984.
There you go. And now he's a female footballer.
Amazing how these things happen. She's been nominated for the Puskas Award, which is best goal, along with Van Persie and Ham Rodriguez. They are 2 goals from the World Cup, the Van Persie header and the Rodriguez
it's better goal than those 2.
Well, we'll get to that in one sec. It's worth mentioning. She's the first Irish person to ever be nominated. She's the first woman to ever be nominated. So that's just in itself. I think a lot of neutrals, would want to see her win it. I think it's pretty... the World Cup... It being in the World Cup will help kind of maybe give momentum to the other 2. But personally, if you were to put these 3 goals in any match, in any league, in any world, on any weekend, there's no doubt what the best goal was.
Yeah.
I think, safe to say. And that's not being biased. She deserves to win it.
I love a diving header, though.
There's a lot of people that have been analysing the hell. They've been analysing the hell out of this diving header, saying he had plenty of other options. He just did it. People were saying that he actually made contact with the ball before he just started the dive and all this other stuff. I don't know.
It looked most spectacular, but Stephanie Roche, she probably does deserve it.
I don't know if Rodriguez.
Have you voted for her? Yeah.
I haven't. And by the way, the online voting is back up. It wasn't here last week, so you can, and it's one of those things that I personally don't really enjoy, where you can vote as many times as you want. So it's
democracy.
It's just one of those things. So do please go and vote for Stephanie Roche, and maybe after she accomplishes this, she can get back on her bike. John Delaney admits to singing this rebel song.
I'll take this. This is great. Can I take it? Right, well, a video came out, and the Telegraph and the Guardian had went, look at this, it's John Delaney having a bit of a thing. And then the FAI got their lawyers involved and said to the Guardian saying, that's not John Delaney, you take that back. And then John Delaney, well, who still can't be found, they went, actually, yeah, that is me, sorry.
Yeah.
So, and then the lawyers had an interview.
You also forgot they were threatening journalists and newspapers.
Like they stopped saying it,
literally threatening.
Yeah, and
even though it's in a public house,
they didn't go into the Guardian and with weapons and be like, "We'll kill you." They just went, "Stop! We'll sue you for damages because that's not." Thing. And then it found out that John Delaney he's on holiday or something.
Yeah.
So the FAI have no idea. It was probably some intern.
What his excuse was? Like we mentioned, this is my.
He hasn't been around. So
this was my spoofer of the week last week, and more has come out from it. And
Dan, you had your Leeds chat.
No, but what he said though, he goes, if I knew it was going to be on camera, I wouldn't have been doing it.
He didn't say anything. He hasn't.
He did.
He did say-
He
Has he?
definitely
I
said
thought he's
that.
been on holiday.
No, he said.
definitely
For
said
me,
that.
the most entertaining thing about this is the excuses.
It's
First
incredible.
off, the FAI when they had to retort it, right? Their excuse was
It's my first day.
The spokesperson who said it wasn't John Delaney was given this information by a third party. So somebody just rang up and said, "It's not John.
Yeah.
I've seen the video." And then the other person went and did press about it. That in itself, like, do you
They're
not
a
think?
circus. They're a fucking circus.
that
The
you could
whole
go-
organisation is
So this
a
video is
disgrace.
online. I'll just go before I talk to the media and see for myself. It's just like, Tony, it's not John. It's grand. I'll just ring News Talk and tell
I
them.
think he read it above his urinal. Like, it's not John Delaney.
There you go.
That's
And then
the whole organisation.
John
is just-
Delaney's excuse being one of which, basically he said that this was in privacy, which it wasn't. It was in public. Privacy, the law dictates.
It's in your house,
Yes,
isn't
it's
it?
in your house. So that, first of all, is bullshit. Secondly, he said that he was basically trying to turn the tables on the person who filmed it, saying that he was filming it sneakily and like a guerrilla style filming, as if like John
Yes.
Delaney was like being.
It's like end of the secret videos.
It's like he's being blackballed or blackmailed with this video. But that excuse, let's take that in its merits. If he was in his own home, are we allowed to expect if he was like, a giant, let's say, Fritzl. Let's say he was Fritzl and he was keeping his children captive and sexually abusing them. It's fine. It has nothing to do with his job. It's in his own home. It's his private life. The idea that his private life shouldn't weigh in on this. And this isn't the first time he's done this. There's videos that always circulate of him at away games with Irish fans just being an absolute scoop monster and singing anything.
Do you know what I watched there? Do you remember the
That's what the
remember the
FAI
Estonia game
Yeah.
when he beat them 4-0? And he celebrated by running up and doing the Jose Mourinho and jumping in front of the crowd, be like, "Yeah!" and throwing his tie in the crowd and all.
Yep.
He's a good man.
He's
No, he's not a good man.
he's not a good man at all.
That's the first time he's officially said he's not a good man.
I think John is finally facing with a sense.
I did enjoy that. Dan put on Facebook the other day going, John Delaney's on whatever amount of money in the Irish League.
360 grand.
Yeah, the Irish League for winning it or something is whatever.
No, 320 grand is the entire thing for all the competitions in the
Yeah.
league, of both divisions of the League of Ireland.
And I would argue that John Delaney is more entertaining than the Irish League, which I stand by.
Well, the Irish League would be the Northern Ireland League. So.
I don't think I'd argue with you, John, but I think for the sake of the league, we might as well find our entertainment elsewhere and maybe have somebody good run it. Christy Fagan to say with St. Pat's. What's that all about?
Going to Chesterfield.
And was he going to go to Chesterfield?
Yeah, Paul Cook, who used to manage Sligo, did a very good job then. They were top of League One. They wanted to buy him, but he said he's staying with Pats. So
How long have we been doing?
Pretty long. Why? Do you need to go to the toilet?
No, well, not this time.
We're
No,
about half an hour.
I just wondered because I did the set list last week, and this week I didn't, and you can tell by the last half an hour.
Okay. Well, look, listen, that Leeds chat, no matter what week it turned up, was going to take a while.
It's a shame it came up today, though. Tomorrow would have been fine.
Yeah. Well, in a way, we would have known more things. But look, listen, it is what it is. We had Champions League this past week, and we'll go over some of the more important results from it. Tuesday night, let's see, we had Chelsea destroy Schalke 5-0 away. It was quite... Jose said it was the most perfect performance he's ever seen of his Chelsea
Can I
team.
just say something about the German league?
Yes.
With this.
Into the mic, you can.
People are saying that it's that strong, right? Maybe
People
it
aren't
isn't.
saying it anymore, Dan. It's not.
Like you
it's-
see,
it's-
Schalke and Leverkusen have taken some batterings.
Yeah.
Lost, and they're probably the third and 14 behind. I know Dortmund are bottom of the league. I think it's weird what's going on there. But like Bayern and Dortmund for the last 3 years have been always pretty good, and they've always been consistently tough to beat. Schalke, Leverkusen, who else might have been in Stuttgart or one of them lads, or
Yeah.
Bremen? Like they always take a hiding.
Wolfsburg.
They always take a hiding.
Yeah, but they're
one of
just
them.
like the irrelevant teams that kind of pop up that each league has. Like,
But I
you
mean,
know what I
like-
mean? Like, say the Premiership, their top teams would be, if you count City in Europe, would it be like, say, Chelsea, United, Arsenal?
Yeah, but
and then you
wouldn't-
have the side lads of like Liverpool, Spurs, even Man City. They're like, it's good for them to
Yeah,
get
but
a
like
run
even no
out
matter
there,
how
you know?
bad Man City, Liverpool, or Arsenal have been this year, they're not going to take a hiding like 5-0. Home or away.
Liverpool
Not
are very
necess-
close to it.
Not well.
Not away.
Well, like that's Real Madrid, though. To be fair, like they are.
Well,
an
you know,
exception.
it's just one of those things. It's
Chelsea.
just a very, very
It's fight
acutely
club.
well-run run division. It's like essentially like take the Portuguese division, and you've got two teams who usually perform. You've got Benfica and Porto. They'll perform in domestic or in Europe to a certain extent. It's the exact same thing. You've got Dortmund and Munich, except you've got a really, really well run league where all the stadiums are packed. There's never much controversy, and the fans are just treated incredibly well. They're given reduced prices at times. There's little bonuses for being a fan, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just one of those. And look, even this year, Dortmund are clearly no great shakes either. So it's a, you know, they just have one of the superpowers
Did you
of the world.
see Klopp's interview before the game the other day?
No.
Before the Arsenal, he was definitely coming to England.
Oh, people are saying that.
So it's like, as you can see, I
Arsenal.
have great English, and yeah, probably. It's like, as you can see, I have great English, and it's a great league, and I'd love to come. Like, and he had a great quote, which is probably my favorite quote: "Everything has an end except for a sausage." So my two comments are: one, where is he going to end up in England? And two, where does he buy his sausages?
Where is he ending up, Neil? Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Probably.
Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
think there's
Maybe
no
a
one really
Pellegrini
else.
gets sacked. Or
Ooh.
Rodgers.
I think they want Guardiola. Man City wanted Guardiola for a long time.
You don't think
like with
Guardiola's
Tixi
on his team?
Garrison and who's the other guy?
Guardiola's getting bored. Have you seen like all the different teams he's played? He's
Yeah.
just like, I'm gonna put Lamb here, and I'm gonna put Alonso up front, and then I'm gonna put
I'm surprised
Schweinsteiger in
Neuer
goal.
hasn't gone and like centre mid
He's
or
playing
something.
like I was listening to Raphael Honigstein there today, and he was talking about like he was playing like 8 in midfield or something. Like no anything. He's just gone mad. Like.
Yeah, it is incredible.
And apparently, Dortmund were going to let Lewandowski go to Real Madrid for like $1 million, so Munich couldn't have him, right?
Jesus.
And then Munich were like, "No, here we'll get him, and we won't touch Royce." Yeah, they're going to buy Royce.
Well, Rice is a 21 million for
25.
25 is it for January or summer, but I don't think he's going anywhere in January because he's injured.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think he is going anywhere
But
this
like,
January.
my
where is
God,
he's like.
You can go.
To be fair, where is he going to go in that Bayern Munich team? Like, he's good enough to get in it, but I can't imagine Ribby or Robin or
He's got
Goetz
Pep
and more.
Guardiola flying.
All the guys that kind of, that kind
The
of.
closer we get to getting Shaqiri, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one.
There's too many players for him to want to go there. Like, I get the feeling Rice was actually kind of.
Ribery's pushing on.
Well, both Robin must be 32 now.
But
He's getting
getting
better.
faster.
It's
He's getting
It's
faster.
ridiculous. Horse placentas out the wazoo.
Maybe the cheese with the bread Hangland.
It's a great pun, I thought.
Okay.
Literally. Sorry.
Barca bet Apoel 4-0.
Suarez got his first goal.
Suarez got his first goal. Good goal. And Messi broke the record.
And Messi almost broke Suarez's leg trying to get that goal-breaking goal.
Yeah, as far as like, I better let him go in.
Yeah.
Like, he's learned to spot apart. I was like, yeah, Messi's there. Just give it to him.
Actually, before we go on, that Chelsea match, do you think Mourinho was just like proving something to Di Matteo? Because Di Matteo won the prize that he never could.
Oh my God, there is a subplot.
Well, no one
Because
Mourinho,
Chelsea don't do it like... well,
they did it without Costa.
They kind of paid the price, sort of, because they dropped points this weekend. But you think he was like, just go out and have a bit of fun or whatever?
Yeah, I don't think that he played a team that did they seem tired to you? I guess.
I think
There's just very few matches where you see Mourinho do that. Like
Yeah.
I remember one he did to Liverpool in his second season when he beat us like 4-1 or whatever, and he was just like, "We're better than you, and we're going to show you." He very rarely goes all out sort of attack.
Sure.
He did in his first
To be
season.
fair,
but
the
he doesn't
3
now.
first goals Schalke conceded were like...
No,
They were absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
Like 4 defenders jumped for a header,
Yeah.
and one of them headed.
But like,
no chance for
But even
even
last week when they played West Brom, they were 2-0 up and game over.
Seska says the best time I've ever had at a football pitch.
Yeah,
It's the
because
easiest
there's
match.
nothing. There's nothing to do like, and it's.
But I think though the goal this year. Just get back to your point there. Why
Yeah.
they put a lot of effort in.
Yeah.
I think the effort is the main goal is for them to win the Champions League for Chelsea because he hasn't done that. It's the only thing he hasn't won with Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's won
That's
everything
the
else.
Europa League.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I don't think he wants to win that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to
He can't now anyway this year.
the Wednesday night of fixtures. Arsenal shellacking Dortmund 2-0. Dortmund are just having a horrid time of it. Juve are qualified. They had a 2-0 victory.
Their first away win in like 4 years in the Champions League.
It's so
3 years.
weird.
Tevez got a nice goal, not did he?
Yes.
And Lorente as well got
Lorente got a very nice goal. Ultimate composure. Ludogorets hosted Liverpool, and Liverpool did fine. Ricky Lambert scoring for a second successive game. They went down pretty quick. Lambert and Henderson came back with 2 goals, and then of course Liverpool conceded in the last few minutes. But thankfully, It wouldn't have made a difference. We still have to go and win at Basel.
Can I just say one thing about the end of that match? There was an interview with Sky Sports, and Henderson and Lambert were there, smiling, nearly laughing. It's like, guys here, like, you drew 2-2 with Ludogorets. Like,
Sure.
Like, I thought it was like, Jesus Christ, lads. Like,
That's the result that matters, Dan. It did make a difference.
what did you need?
Yeah, they're good lads. They're having a good time.
Like, I was just like, guys, come on. Like, is that the bar? Is that the bar this year? Like,
No,
you look at how good Liverpool were. Like, I know
last year, but Dan,
but
they-
come on,
they
like
lost the
Ludogorets, it's the worst team in the Champions League, arguably.
Well, they were very close to getting a result against Real
They're probably
Madrid.
the worst.
They
They're
did
probably
beat
the lowest
Basel.
seed in it.
Probably, but
doesn't matter.
They're getting some good results. They're
They
hard to
are.
beat away. Like Real Madrid struggled. I'm not saying, like, obviously Liverpool were very unlucky. They got a last minute goal, which they celebrated.
Yeah.
But and also it made no difference. And too, I'm not going to give out to players after the match.
Well,
Like,
no,
they
it
had a lot.
just seemed like it was like, oh, we're back and all this, and it was just like,
And also they were on a run of like 4 or 5 defeats. in a
Yeah, we were
row.
on one 4 or 5 defeats. And
yeah, but they conceded a last minute goal though. Like, this should be going like that should mentally be like, fuck, like, can we not get over the line here? Or, I thought it was bizarre, and I like those two players. I think they're really good
Well,
pros.
look,
I
look,
just thought
look.
it was very odd. Am I the only one who thinks that?
I didn't really see it, to be honest. But
The
I
two of
didn't
them
really-
seem very happy. It was like, God, I don't know. That's just me.
Glad it's not affecting them as much as it is me. Like.
Bayern Munich and Man City was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Munich went ahead and then went down to 10 men.
No, we didn't.
Munich,
We
what?
went down 1-0. The penalty, red card.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't go ahead. Sorry. It was 1-0 with Aguero, and then it became 2-1 City by the end of the first half. Sorry, 2-1
2-1
Munich. And then Aguero got 2 goals in the second half. So hat-trick from Aguero. This is amazing. It is like a proper Champions League comeback. It was...
Did you see,
Man City were fucking crap.
did you see Adolf Hartler in goal for City?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was watching the... who did they play this weekend?
Sunderland.
Yeah, I was watching...
Oh,
it was
no,
the-
Southampton, sorry.
It was the Southampton game that it's really come in. I was like, you literally... I was like, I was even watching HD and I was like, please tell me you didn't actually shave the square.
I don't think he shaved the square. I just think it darkened there.
Yeah, no. He doesn't have any whiskers.
Yeah,
So
and,
it
and,
looks,
and he did the comb over, and I was just like,
Oh!
that's when I came up with the glorious name Adolf Hartler. And but
was that you, was it? I hope you tweeted that, so it's been stolen.
don't think I did. But yeah, he messed up setting up the wall for the, like, he set up the wall, and Alonso went, okay, this seems easy enough. I'm just gonna
But Bayern were
On his birthday.
Bayern were absolutely so comfortable against
Yeah.
that team. Now, Alonso gave the ball away stupidly, and Boateng made a terrible mistake, and the penalty was poor as well. By
So
Blanchett.
one thing Alonso learned off Steven Gerrard, how to pass to a attacking forward.
But it was, they were so comfortable though. Like, I'd be very worried for City. Like, again, like, right? Like, I know they played actually pretty well against
They got a good
Southampton.
win on Sunday, so I wouldn't.
Well, no, just in that match in general, they were absolutely ripped apart.
Bayern Munich are incredible. It'll just to be, I don't know, Chelsea or thing to knock them out of the Champions League,
there's
which I think will happen.
There's only 3 teams who can win it: Chelsea, Madrid, Bayern.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that. I think anyone can win it. I think.
You think anyone outside of those 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think Bayern will do what they did last year, and they'll get tired after already winning the league and no one challenging them. That the first team that does, they'll go.
So you see maybe like who? Atletico Madrid beat them?
Maybe.
I don't see Barcelona winning it. Definitely not.
No?
I don't know. I haven't really
Oh,
seen
God, no.
enough.
I think they've got as much a chance.
No, Messi will have to. The 3 lads up front will have to just wreck the place to do that. Like, they're not playing well enough.
Okay, let's move on to some Premier League results.
Oh, David Moyes got his first win.
Oh, that's right.
Carlos Vela with a hat-trick.
That's right. Well, do we have any more domestic stuff, I guess, before we get into the Premier League? I think that happened this weekend. Did Barca win last night?
Great match in Valencia. Messi got hit in the head with a bottle.
Oh, that's right, yes. I have
And
that here.
unfortunately, in the Atletico Madrid and Deportivo game, a fan was killed.
That's
He
right.
was thrown into the river. Apparently, there was a massive fight outside the ground
Yeah.
with ultras, and he was thrown into the river and drowned. Apparently,
And the match went ahead, right?
the match went ahead.
Yep.
It was shocking. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I was just like, what the hell's going on
Who's
here?
this?
Like, a fan got killed last night
who
at the Calderon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Deportivo fan.
It was Deportivo fan. Yeah, Messi got hit after he scored a goal. He was celebrating. Got
No,
hit.
it's Busquets.
He just celebrated you did a bit of a Gary
Oh,
Neville.
Busquets scored. Sorry, Messi. Yeah, he sold.
Messi crossed it, and Busquets.
He sold it like he got hit with a grenade.
There was actually a bit of blood.
Oh well, then that's fine. Must have been heavy.
It wasn't a Ric Flair job.
It's a heavy bottle. Okay,
Just doing a promo, bleeding.
There's a lot of headwinds this weekend.
there sure was. Okay, so let's get to the Premier League. we had. Let me find this here. Yes. Was it a battle between 4th and 5th here between West Ham and Newcastle, I think, going into this game, which is incredible. And West Ham win it again. It's just unbelievable. So that's Newcastle's first defeat, I think it's 6.
Sissoko's red card in this?
So stupid. It was the most ridiculous red card.
He was running into the box and he pushed whoever it was over. And then, like,
Carroll.
No, Carroll's the...
I thought it was Carroll.
Carroll was the second card.
No, the first one was the kicking the ball away.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what happened. The free was given against him. And he kicked the ball away in anger. And then, like, a minute later, he tried to hit Andy Carroll, and you can't do that. And
no, you can't.
What was he thinking?
It's just rush blood to the head. Alan Partridge, the relaxed player.
3 game ban now, isn't it? You can't appeal it because it's 2 yellow cards.
It's 2 yellows. It's only
you
one
can't
card.
appeal it.
Yeah, it's only one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't appeal it anyway.
Next up at the Liberty Stadium, Bonnie kept his streak alive, scoring Swansea's only goal in a 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace.
See John Joe Shelby's miss.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Incredible.
That's what he's like, though. That was either going to definitely go miles wide like it did, or go like top corner. Like
the best quote I heard from Shelby was from a Liverpool fan who just said, "I've no doubt that he might grow to be a great player. I just don't want to watch it."
Yeah, excellent.
Is that Manhattan?
Yeah, no, he's more crude.
QPR defeated Leicester at Loftus Road in an incredible game.
53 shots on goal.
It was just insanity. Estienne Cambiasso, my favourite non-Liverpool player in the league, got a goal on the 4th minute, and then it was just back and forth affair.
There was a few goals this weekend which are like my favourite type of goals, which, you know, like a situation where you expect someone to like blast it or something and they just like place it. That was Austin's header.
Yes.
You just expect him to just throw his head, you just went threw it over there. I'm trying to think what the other goals were. I'll look through the sheet now, but it's just great to watch. I love this. Yeah,
I'm just going to jump ahead here really quick. So Austin's got another goal, right? And Kane was the man of the match in Spurs and Everton. So just they need to start for England. That's just my point, right?
Oh, that's where you were going.
Yeah, I said this last week. These
both of them start ahead of
these
so
two.
Sturridge and Rooney are fit.
Forget it. Sturridge being fit. You'll never see him again.
He's a myth, Dan. We talked about this.
Who's that guy? Oh yeah, him.
We meet up every Friday and tell ghost stories of the European legend of Daniel Sturridge.
United had a comfortable win over Hull City at Old Trafford. Chris Smalling getting a goal when it looked like there were 75 people in the box and we didn't know where it came from.
I think he was trying to clear it, to be honest.
Rooney and Van Persie.
Rooney also got one of those nice placed goals.
Sure did.
Van Persie got a lovely goal.
Yeah, it was nice to see Van Persie get a goal. You know, Gary Neville's been shown a lot of footage on Monday Night Football about the way he used to be fed last year, and now this year that's kind of the style doesn't dictate that.
He wasn't that good last year.
Did you see Falcao's miss?
Yeah, it was bad,
yeah.
It wasn't really a miss, but it's just like it really looked like he gave Dawson a good kicking in the back.
Do you think if he kind of continues like this, like he's not fit, do you think they'll sign him? I don't know. Like, I know they want their big players, but they're kind of going down the Galactico way.
It was an uplifting thing for the
should have kept Welbeck, to be honest.
We say that now, Dan, but like he didn't do anything when he was there of great shakes. You know,
at least he was fit.
And what you do is like, will we get rid of Welbeck and sign Falcao, or will we keep Welbeck? I don't think anybody.
I think they should have sold Welbeck. I just don't think to Arsenal. I don't think he's good enough.
No, I was surprised they did do that.
But it's a really good result for United, and obviously Falcao being back is very good. I was
just really struggling.
Sorry,
this is that was Steve Bruce's 700 game in charge, and he's never beaten United.
Oh God.
Well, he hasn't played Man United 700 times.
No, but it's 700 matches. How many seasons is that? Like,
well, he was in the Championship for a few.
Not as many as.
Yeah, no, it's a really good point. I think.
Wigan, Sunderland. Like
he must have what, about 16?
Like everybody gets 18
games. Well, David Moyes never been a top 4 team away from home.
That's true. He was there for. He certainly wasn't there for 700 games. But you know, it's as well as having Falcao back, they also have Herrera back. He replaced Di Maria.
He played very well,
and he played well. You know, United have this squad. They're finally back. Blind will be back in 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, that was 6 months.
Yeah, no, suppose he's going to be a lot less. Maybe it's not 2 to 3 weeks, sorry. But suppose he'll be a little bit less.
2 to 3 months?
Maybe 2 or 3 months. But Fellaini will fill that role for a while, so will Carrick.
Fellaini. Cleverly.
Listen,
Moise.
I'm expecting United to be absolutely fine from now on in. I think that their form will stick. I think that, you know, they bet Arsenal at home last week. Well, away, sorry, for them last week.
It's the first time they've won 3 games in
since 2013.
I think the vulnerability is gone. I don't think the people are going to
I think
fancy them anymore.
they're trusting Van Gaal a bit more, I think, now as well.
Liverpool in 2 weeks. I hope
That's going to be fucking hilarious.
Like, the top 4 will be Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Man United.
Okay, that's a fair shout. Liverpool played Stoke at Anfield. It was the worst game of football I've ever seen.
For 45 minutes.
The first half was disgraceful. Steve Gerrard was dropped. Now, statistically,
one player away from calling it. Brand's taking his time, but
to be fair, the other player you want dropped did score the winner.
Yeah, he's fighting for a contract. Head for.
He said, "Oh, I'm not chasing one up from you." Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
That's fine.
I'm pretty sure he went to kick it in and would have missed, but he tripped and headed it in.
He did get a kick in the old.
He did go.
He did get a whack in the old head. Now.
You see how the stuff they use, whatever, to clean up the wound, look like Ricky Gervais dancing?
What?
There's a photo of it somewhere. Like whatever way it looks, it's just like Ricky Gervais dancing from The Office.
The stuff they put on their head.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand.
I need to see this. That Glenn Johnson goal, anyway, that we're referring to, it was a diving header. It was heroic. As soon as he went down, he wasn't moving, and everybody started jumping on him as a celebration. And I started thinking to myself, this is very bad. They haven't noticed, but I've noticed he's not moving. And if he's swallowing his tongue right now, nobody knows, and nobody's going to know until it's too late.
I had a horrible thought there. I'm not going
I was feeding you the line. But, he got back up and he had a big gash in his head. First goal since December 2012.
But no, I'm glad that he dropped Gerrard, and we'll see. We play tomorrow. But my thing is, we were terrible.
Bojan.
We're not a good
Bojan was looking.
Oh, he's a great. He was 1 million. That's an outrageous amount of money. I also like how, like, when he came into the Barcelona team, they had such high hopes. Like, they'd second Messi or whatever it was.
That's right.
And now, like, no matter what Messi wins, Bojan can turn around and go, could he do it in a cold Thursday night in Stoke? Because I could.
Bojan hasn't proved it yet, to be honest.
He has. He's been great.
There was a lot of I'm not going to read them all. There was a lot of testimony that came out because it was Steve Gerrard's 16-year anniversary since his debut. Francesco Totti said he would be the captain of my dream 11. So I got just the idea of those two.
First of all, why is he in the 11? Secondly, why is he captain?
Just captain of my dreams. Like, just go up to him and go, I have a dream.
It was my favourite thing anybody I like has ever said about anybody else I like. It was fabulous. Anyway, Liverpool scraping by Stoke. That's our season. And they celebrated like they'd won the league.
It's very, you scraped by them last year as well at home. Didn't Migna have to make a last-minute save penalty from Walters?
Yep.
So,
we'll play Leicester tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll get to those previews now in a sec.
They haven't won since Man United.
They'll definitely beat us.
In another case of golden oldie scoring, along with Cambiasso, and I'm just going to include Glenn Johnson, we had Joe Cole scoring for Aston Villa at the Turf Moor against Burnley.
Smalling, Joe Cole, Glenn Johnson, Clichy. All scoring.
What's going
Messi
on?
Ronaldo didn't. Passing to the guard, maybe.
Another goal for Ings as well. I paid the three of them up front for England. To be honest.
Do you know, Cole became only the third goal scorer for Aston Villa this season.
Vyman, Lahore and Joe Cole.
Yeah.
Has Hugo's barely played, I suppose.
And Danny Ings has more goals this month at Aston Villa.
That's Danny.
They've only scored 2 goals in 2 months.
They're having a great time.
Like, how Lambert has got a 3-year contract there.
Yeah, well,
what the fuck are they doing? Like, what were they thinking?
Hindsight being 2020. Another draw was Sunderland against Chelsea. John alluded to that earlier, saying that Chelsea have lost points. This was fascinating. Like, it wasn't even like Chelsea were unlucky to lose.
I think Costa has worn out his. Ooh, look at the shiny new guy getting goals in the league.
He kind of shouldn't, though. He has an amazing record, and it'll take a lot more.
No, I'm not the goal scoring. Just he's going to get a red card soon, and they're going to start calling him the massive scumbag that he is.
That's fair.
Any other player.
I will say, John O'Shea was absolutely excellent marking it.
Like, if the referee who booked Aguero for diving had the Sunderland Chelsea match, Costa gets a red card.
Okay, absolutely. So basically, what happened was it was a run in with O'Shea, and as they were getting back to as they kind of went down, Costa turned his hips and and just kind of kicked out.
It wasn't a red though.
Somebody got sent off for the exact same
thing. The elbow on Ramirez.
Yeah, I am.
The elbow on Wes Brown was a red card as well for me. Could have got 2 in my opinion.
To be fair, John O'Shea tried to kill Gary Cahill as well.
Didn't try, just tried to carry him away.
He literally picked him up.
It's Black Friday, you had to get your shopping. Maybe his wife wants a Gary Cahill.
Maybe.
Whose wife doesn't?
Mine.
Yeah, so okay, now this led to something very interesting happening. We might have a title challenge on our hands. City beat Southampton 3-0 convincingly. Toure, Lampard, and as Clichy getting a goal.
Lampard has 5 goals in 11 games. From
5 goals in 11 games.
That is incredible.
But he's
not even started.
That's not 11 starts, yeah.
Amazing.
It is incredible, and
It's a nice goal.
They need to keep him.
He's actually probably playing as well as he had in the last 2 years.
It's because he's not playing.
When he has not been bad since he's played, though.
The point is, John, you're right, but the fact that he still is playing as good when he's playing, I think, is remarkable.
Like you always compare it to Gerrard, sort of like.
Well, let's not. So
no, but like Gerrard's played like 3 times as many games already this season, playing in a much different position.
Very true, very true. 6 points now between City and Chelsea. Obviously, they're going to they have to play at Stamford Bridge, I believe, but. You know, anything could happen now. Obviously, Chelsea haven't been beaten, so we might be talking out of turn. But I was really happy to see this. You know,
yeah, it was good for the league. Like, you want some sort of challenge. No one thinks Chelsea go unbeaten this year, will they?
No. I think there's a chance, man. I do.
You think they'll do the 38?
No. Look, listen, it's one of those things where like they won't not conceding much anymore.
No,
they
but
really
Sunderland were unlucky not to get them.
Sunderland very well.
Liverpool play Sunderland.
What kind of odds you could get on it? I don't know.
They won't do the 49 Arsenal, did they?
No, I don't. Well, I'm not. I don't think.
Well, if they get to the 38, like, what's next season exactly?
We 11 games into next year.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying if they manage to do this year, find a way to not get beaten, why wouldn't they do the same next year?
Well, Arsenal were very lucky actually when they lost that. Rooney dived and they hit them on the breakdown the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Typical Arsenal.
Final game of the weekend fixtures was Spurs beating Everton 2-1 at White Hart Lane.
Morelos got a great goal.
Morelos' goal was gorgeous. Then Eriksen scored for the second week in a row, and Soldado scored from open play. I think it's his 3rd goal ever for Spurs from open play, and his first in 600 minutes.
One of my heroes of the week or whatever. It's going to be match of the day. I think they had I was watching it before I got here, and they had a great week. They did the ending credits or whatever was like all the
crap players that scored.
Like Peter Crouch 11 matches. I didn't know Torres was what 23 or something like that.
18.
I was 18, and Josie Altidore like 24 and counting.
He played with Hull years ago, and he was fucking horrendous with Hull.
It's good to see he's improved.
He was terrible.
Okay, let's just have a brief look at the Premier League fixtures coming up midweek. As soon as I get it in front of me here, of course. Tomorrow we've got Liverpool away to Leicester.
Away to Leicester?
Yeah.
I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
Thank you. That's going to be interesting. Anything else? Man U host Stoke.
That's 3-0
tomorrow. There's nothing great. Then on Wednesday we have Chelsea and Spurs
without Costa.
No Costa, and Spurs playing. That was their best game they played.
No,
probably
they were
over
terrible.
a year.
Everton were in charge of them for a long time.
Everton were in charge until the first goal. The first Spurs goal was in, which was lucky. But for the last hour, Spurs actually did okay.
Southampton have to travel to Arsenal, which would be interesting. Southampton are still in the top 4, so that's going to... We'll see what happens there.
They've got their tough run started now.
Yeah, but Arsenal really struggled against West Brom.
That Hull were... West Brom were just kind of
awful. That was an interesting sign.
West Brom have won 2 games at home in 18 or something.
That was an interesting sign the Arsenal fans had up.
What was that?
Oh, yeah, thanks
for the memories. It's time to say goodbye, Wenger.
Well, the fans are probably 60-70% against Wenger.
Because they're probably
and it was always kind of more.
It happens
80-20.
It happens with every club. Like it. Do you just get? This is what happened with Stoke and Tony Pulis. Like, you know what I mean?
It's been a long time coming, and it had gone so long that I thought that something really bad would have to happen before they turned on him. It's just
I think
the same inconsistencies. It's not like they're going to finish, 10th or something. It's just they finally had. It's been just all right for long enough. That I think
the thing what I always say here is when they won the FA Cup, do you kick on or do you stay where you are? That's the big thing. And he should have just left and let a new guy come in.
To me, it kind of seems like he has already given up. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about like the fact that he doesn't care. I think.
I don't think he cares that much. I think he's lost that passion.
Hold on. Now, I'm not talking about like the way in which he manages the team, but the fact that he's a lot more lighthearted at press conferences now. He's no problem telling people about all the great misses he's had, as in like, I could have signed Messi, I could have signed Ronaldo, I could have signed Ronaldinho. It's like he's saying all this stuff now. It's like, why now? It's kind of like maybe he's just trying to recount for his autobiography that he's going to release when he leaves. To me, it feels like he's kind of turning into that glassy-eyed old man.
I think he'll be gone the end of the year.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think, and regardless where Dortmund finish, Klopp will be there.
City also have to travel to Sunderland, I think. Okay, will we do some awards? Team of the week, Dan, do you have that ready?
I do actually.
Okay, go for it.
So polite.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much.
Adolf and goal.
Adolf and Cole.
Yeah.
What did you call him again?
Adolf Hartler.
So good.
We got Glenn Johnson right back because he nearly got killed and he scored a goal.
He's so angry.
No, he was atrocious.
He did win you the game. And he nearly got killed as well. I think he's hero of the
I would
week.
have put him there if he had got killed.
Do you know what, John? I actually thought he had a fairly good game as well. I was remarking on that before the goal. I was texting Ken, and I was like, he's not having a bad game, Glenn. He might have been on a red for once.
I'd say, well, I think because Bojan had ran into the middle and given him a bit, and your man who played left back for Stoke was terrible, Peters or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But like, I agree, Glenn Johnson should probably play when we're playing lower half of the Premier League teams and we're at home because we're more attacking.
Sure.
But anyone who's remotely decent at football or whatever, just no.
He did say that he's not going to beg for a new contract. At least he's got some smarts. Okay, Dan, go ahead.
QPR next season, what do you think? Typical QPR
Hey,
player.
sounds right to me.
Typical QPR player.
Yeah. Where's Glenn from?
London.
There
Came from West Ham.
There you go. Perfect. Go on.
We'll go John O'Shea because he actually had a pretty good game against Costa. The only two centre halves this year to really give Costa a really good game, John O'Shea and Richie Dunn. That is absolutely true.
Richie Dunn's been terrible.
Well, he's good against Costa.
I'd have Torre in the.
Yeah.
It's been very good.
Torre's incredible.
What's any reason to get him in the team?
Wait, reason to give him two. Who have I got? Chris Smalling in there. He got a good goal.
Okay,
It's a
that's
great
fine.
finish, I thought.
That's fine.
Goal of the week.
So far, he hasn't picked anybody on the losing effort.
Aaron Creswell, left back.
Who did he play for?
West Ham. Good player.
He scored against Newcastle.
Oh, okay.
Ericsson.
Do you see that goal actually?
Yes,
Just a cock up of errors.
it was. So was Smalling's almost in a way.
Got a goal though.
Enough to get on Dan's team of the week, John. Go on.
What do you have to do to get on my team?
Lose.
Yeah, usually it's lose.
There's
But this week,
no one's lost here.
defenders who scored. Okay, go on.
Yeah, but you think of anyone there you would have changed? Barcolo Torre.
No,
if you want spoilers of Dan's team of the week, listeners, just go on to like Fancy Premier League and click Team of the Week.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah, exactly the exact same. I put Ericsson in there.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Your man Mason of Spurs. He had like 95% pass ratio.
Okay.
So I like that. Jedinak. I put him in.
Jedinak, yeah.
He's,
And
he's in there 2 weeks in a row.
Your front three was Ings,
What about
Kane.
Jedinak in there? I don't think he had that good of a game. He scored a penalty. That was about it.
He got me a few points of fancy.
Yeah.
Aguero, even though he didn't score, he actually was really good. He was amazing.
Referee didn't like him.
He was so unfair. Like it's like clear. Like even Fonte was pointing outside the box. It was outside. It was not a penalty.
Now, hold on. Now, you said Aguero,
Mm-hmm.
which means that Ings, Kane, and Austin can't make it in somehow.
Well, we've got two, so I was gonna put Austin and Kane.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Will you really? Tell me who you really had.
Actually, I had Boney, then I forgot about Kane, so I'll put Kane in.
Yeah, Kane had a hull of a game. Okay, so what else do we have? Spew for. Okay, we'll do goal of the week.
Torino's fullback who ran the pitch against Juventus. Did you see this goal?
No.
He picked it up literally outside his own box and ran past everyone up the right wing. Ran past everyone up to Buffon. Literally acute angle. Freaking lash the top corner.
Something out of Pro 6.
It was amazing.
Except you couldn't score against Buffon in Pro 6.
Very tough.
Yeah.
Unless you're Adriano.
You've got a goal of the week. John, you're very into your phone there. Unless is there some breaking news?
No, I have notes.
Oh, I shouldn't have. Sorry,
Nah,
John.
it's fine. I have Ericsson's goal because, as I was saying earlier, I love cheeky type goals, and I think that's what it was. Where I think a lot of players would have tried to blast it, but
I think
he
he
placed
scuffed
it. Maybe he did. I only saw it on Match of the Day, but I just thought he placed it lovely. I was like, that's nice.
Yeah, I got a nice one.
If not, I'd have Rooney. I just
Yaya's one was a bit scuffed.
Rooney, yeah, Jaya's got a deflection.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. Yeah, it got deflection.
Also Clichy because he had that roof of the net. I'm not missing this one. Really.
The Torino one was
Is that
amazing.
Clichy's first City goal?
goal for
Yeah.
City.
Okay, made sense.
The Torino goal was great, but then what Pirlo did then after,
Uh-oh.
he scored a goal from like 30 yards. It's like, yeah, bottom corner.
Yeah.
But then that's the Turin derby as well, so I was like, all the Juventus fans were going mad after. The Torino goal was better, but the Pirlo goal, he's just like, I'll just do that just to piss everyone off, you know.
Okay, excellent. Spoofer of the week, guys. John.
I'll take this. Take it back to Wednesday night, right?
Mm.
And I just seen Ludogorets score equaliser against Liverpool, and I was like, This is going to ruin my week. And then the RTE panel.
Oh, this was hilarious.
The gods amongst men were there.
Hilarious.
Almost just for me. Right? And it was John Giles talking nonsense about how Liverpool have a transport thing. And Hammond was there just saying,
Hammond and Dunphy.
Hammond and Duffy. And Duffy was talking nonsense as well, but also trying to agree. And Hammond was saying valid points where, well, it happened, Julio finished second and they gave him complete control and he bought a load of nonsense players and we had to sack him, so we got rid of all the French players, and then Rafa got full control, we bought a load of Spanish players, then we had to get rid of them, so it makes more sense to have all this sort of stuff. And it's almost like if the show had ended with Hammond just in an insane asylum and Giles and Duffy were in his head, it would have made more sense than the arguments. But it didn't end there, right?
Did you not see it? It was brilliant.
It didn't end there, right? Then we go to a woman who's showing the rest of the highlights, right? And they're trying to make it look like they obviously have a signal. I don't know if anyone here who's listening has worked in TV, but she has to show a signal, and she's trying to pretend that it's a touch screen. But really, what it is it's a touch to the producer that she wants the match to come from the screen. Or whatever,
they've got a worked touch screen.
Yeah, so she taps it, and then she doesn't even know where it is, so she looks, right, and then she's tapping it, and then eventually the Basel Real Madrid match comes up, right. And anyway, they show that, and then they go, Liverpool need to beat Basel by at least a goal to win, to go through. So basically, Liverpool need to win.
You know what else she said? So what else she said? Unfortunately for Liverpool fans, there was no upset. Sorry, if Basel won that match, Liverpool were fucking out. She goes, unfortunately, there was no upset against Real Madrid.
Yeah, it really put me in a good mood, if you know.
She's a wagon, she is. Absolute wagon.
I killed him.
That killed
him. Jesus. Okay, that's very
right, Dan, do you want to speak for other than John Delaney, the FA?
I was just going to put your own.
No, you got it too. Man, I didn't see this. I was at rehearsal on Wednesday, and I convinced the lads to go to. I didn't tell you my story, and I convinced them to go to the pub to watch the second half anyway, right? So Raj was saying that there's charity night downstairs in the Bez, and I said, okay, I don't think I'm going to stay out. So why don't we go upstairs in the Bez to watch the match? And then, right, so we were upstairs watching the match in the Bez.
The Madrid match, or the Liverpool match.
So a guy comes over in Arsenal and he goes, do you know that I support Arsenal, they won't even play the game in here. And I was like, alright. And he goes, they only turned on Liverpool when you walked in. And I go, no, I walked in because I saw Liverpool in the window. And he goes, right. And I go, have you ever heard of the Mercantile Pub? And he goes, no. And I go, the Mercantile Pub is an Arsenal supporters club that's across the road that has 12 televisions that show Arsenal matches. He goes, you're trying to get rid of me. And I go, no, I'm trying to be helpful. Right? And then the cunt kept coming back on and goes, trust me, 2-2 last minute. Trust me, 2-2. And when it happened, I was just like, fucking piece of shit. So anyway, they twist my arm back going into charity night. So I was like, maybe. So we go outside. We know the bouncer. We're talking to him. He goes, some raffles as well. I was like, oh, go on, yeah. He goes, so he starts listening to stuff. He goes, signed Liverpool jersey. And I go, who signed it? He goes, everybody from last season. And I was like, really? So I pay in, I buy about 10 raffle tickets, and I go down, and they have it in the corner there. So I get my torch out on my phone. I start looking, Danny Agger, number 5, Suarez. I'm just getting more depressed as the reading goes on. And this woman comes over to me and she goes, my son would love that. Is Dirk, what's his name? Dorch on it. And I go, excuse me? And she goes, the Dutch lad, he was there last year, wasn't he? And I go, Cout? She goes, yeah. And I was like, no. And she's like, he was, yeah, he's my son's favourite. And I go, first off, your son's an imbecile. Secondly, there's no way that Dirk out played for Liverpool last season. We came second. And I didn't win it. So that was my excursion.
Did your man win at the Arsenal fan?
No, he wasn't there. But I'm very sad I missed that. Okay, hero of the week.
That was a great story.
My hero of the week is Mario Balotelli. Mario Balotelli sent out a tweet this evening. He sent out a little picture on Twitter of Super Mario. And it said, don't be a racist, be like Mario. He's an Italian plumber created by Japanese people who speaks English and looks like a Mexican. So that was all fine. It's like, yeah, that's nice. But then at the bottom it says, he jumps like a black man and grabs coins like a Jew. Right? Now, the first person to reply to this, Shawnee Poole, who's obviously a Liverpool fan, said, Jesus Christ, think before you fucking post something. To which Mario Balotelli immediately replied saying, "My mom is Jewish, so all of you shut up, please." So I'm giving that to Mario. That's the first dodgy thing he's done.
Well, it's only a picture, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't, but there's nothing wrong. He might have a lot of black friends who jumps, and maybe I've never seen Mario jump very well, so maybe
except against England.
Shouldn't generalize, I suppose. Okay, do you your hero of the week, Dan?
The interviewer with Brendan Rodgers. Okay.
Excellent, John.
I have Ricky Lambert. He's gone the Champions League, meant he scored in every competition he's ever played in, including all the English leagues, all the English leagues, and the Champions League.
That's great.
And he was almost lucky not to get the winner. I think he's.
So I'd say then he's scored in if he scored in every competition he's been in, does that mean when he's been at all the different divisions, he's scored in all the cups as well?
I'd imagine
so. He's scored in like the Johnson Paintstown Cup.
Yeah, no, he has. He scored in that. He was at Southampton. Southampton won that year, so I presume he would have scored in that tournament.
That's great.
He would have been with Bristol Rovers in League 2.
I love Ricky.
No, who was he with? No, was it Tranmere? Who was he with before? He was with Bristol Rovers in League 1, Southampton League 1, and Championship in Premier League. Yeah.
Right. Oh, actually, once I was asked to spoof her, if I can go back to it. There's this, I think it's a phone shop, right? And you know the way you go into some restaurants or shops when they've had famous players in, they put photos on the wall.
Yeah.
Well, these lads obviously wanted those photos, but no famous people came into their shops. So what they did was 3 lads who all worked in the same place, all decided to invade White Hart Lane on Thursday night and try to get selfies with the players. Now, Soldado couldn't get them, and the stewards couldn't get them. The match was delayed for 10 minutes because of one of them.
What was going on? I missed that, actually.
Just having a great time.
They were just running around like lunatics, weren't they?
Fit lads. I couldn't run around for 10 minutes. But
so they were trying to invade the pitch to get these selfies?
They were taking a few selfies and they're having a great time.
Now, if they were to do this on the pitch and then put them in the restaurant, it'd be fairly obvious that the lads weren't visiting the restaurant.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they got like a big... It's like when your man, that terrible English comedian, went on the Man City lads and started training with them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's just... It was showed up on Twitter and Lad Bible and all those terrible things. They're just like, look at us, we're famous now.
It's just a bit of pub.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
But they're banned from every ground ever now, so...
I need this. That's amazing.
Well, that's what happened to me when I was at Anfield. I was like, how much would... First time I was at Anfield, being a young child, getting really giddy, I was like, what would happen if I went down and tried to take a blade of grass or whatever? He's like, you'd be banned from every stadium ever. I was like, can you go down?
Just to get a blade of grass. Very unfair. Which 6 players have scored the most penalties in Premier League history? That's this week's teaser?
This week's teaser, yes.
Okay, what are the answers for last week?
Okay, see if you guys get it.
You need to go up to the mic, darling.
6 Dutchmen to score a hat-trick in the Premier League.
Oh, this!
Kout has won. Van Persie has won.
Yes, 2.
Edgar Davids get one for Spurs.
No.
I'm shocked.
Hasselbank?
3.
Kluivert?
No.
Van Nistelrooy?
Of course, yes.
Robin? Van der Vaart?
Van der Vaart, I got one.
There's 2 left.
So 2 left.
One of the best players ever playing in the Premier League.
Bergkamp?
Yeah. One of the fastest players ever playing in the Premier League.
Overmars?
Yes.
Yay!
And well done as well to Tommy, who tweeted me that before. He got it.
That's excellent.
Well done.
Excellent.
I'm sure we'll have to use a good
So
one.
next week's question is, which 6 players have scored the most penalties in Premier League history? So somebody this week scored a penalty that put them in that list, did they?
No, he's just been in the news a bit, so...
Okay, very good. Okay, fantasy football code is 1744451-525194.
One more thing, sorry. Just to finish on. QPR, when Charlie Austin scored, they called him that man. So
they did, yeah.
So are they stealing our phrase?
He is a that
Someone's
man.
listening to the show.
Fucking good.
Making everything better.
That man. Antonucci was that man on Saturday with his 2 goals.
Yeah, Derby, right?
Well
also, like in Match of the Days, on Match of the Day 2, when they show all the day before his action.
Yeah.
Really enjoying that. I might just watch that from now on.
Match Day 2.
When they have the interviews popping up on the screen, it's great.
Yeah, no, it's good. I used to
and the stats and all.
watch Match of the Day 2, actually, because
it's
I was
much
like,
better. You get your 2 good, 2 bad.
You get everything. Yeah.
You don't have to listen to Alan
the
Shearer.
Saturday highlights are very sparse, though. They're very short.
It's too. The problem is as well. It's too fucking late as well. Like, I know the RTE thing when they had the Premiership, that was actually good because it was at like 7 o'clock. So you watch that before you go out.
And damn UPC, delete everything. They deleted my crime call.
Fuckers.
Yeah. I may never be murdered on TV again.
You're gonna.
I can't believe that's not on the player.
It's gonna cost you £80, by the way, if you want to get it from the archives.
Did you ever get Jim's thing where he went mad at George Hamilton?
That's how I know.
What happened?
Have you got it yet?
No, I will get it.
You have to get it.
My granddad was the all-time top scorer on Question of Sport, or
Know
Know
Your
Your
Sport.
Sport, the Irish version, Know Your Sport. And Jordan... Anyway, he has the all-time top score for a single episode. He just whitewashed them. Did well in the quarters. Got a semi-final one season. And he got in an argument with Jimmy McGee on air. And they aired it. George Hampton was presenting, we got in an argument with Jimmy McGee. And he was asked, of all things, like, he was doing great in all the crazy sports. He was great at, like, he had, like, everything you could think of. But for some reason, he got stumped on a gag question. Yeah. And he said something inaudible, as far as I remember. And then Jimmy was like, no, sorry, Jim. And that's my granddad's name. And Jim was like, no, I said Mayo. And Jimmy was like, we'll move on now. And George Hampton's like, Tony from Clondalk and what? And all you hear my granddad going, I said Mayo. And he got all the way to the fucking final or the semi-final, whatever. He got very far anyway. All he got for it was a fucking Know Your Sport jumper.
He didn't even get the video.
Didn't even get the video. No, he taped over it, you see.
Because he didn't win?
Yeah. So that's how
Pat Moore was like, Jim, don't be doing that.
I gave
fucking get rid of it.
I gave out for years, but yeah, that'll cost you. That's how I know how much it costs from DRT archives. So the fancy football code is 174451-525194. Me and you just can't help but. I
got very excited because I was looking through the leagues and I just saw that I went up in this one. I was like, yes. And then Stephen Vincent has entered the battle of us to try get.
There you go. He has, hasn't he? Okay, so Dave is at the bottom. Then Seamus with 504. End has got 551. Tommy has got 556. Stephen Vincent 577. It's a 3-horse race in the middle of the table with John 5th and myself at 4th. Rob is at 653. Ronan O'Reilly at 658. Gary Kiernan at 679. Dan's still top with a 9-point lead. Or sorry, is that right? 7-point lead. It's a 9-point lead. You've got a 9-point lead at the top.
And I've got 2 free transfers for this week.
Do you? I presume I do too because I haven't changed my team in 5 months. But
you should have 50.
Yeah, is that how it works? No,
you get 2.
Fuck that. Well, anyway, please join. Remember we were talking to Sean about it during the week and he's like, I would join, but I haven't done anything with my team since I picked it. It's like
he'd probably still be ahead of Dave.
He's probably still ahead of Dave. So
Sean, Dave, you're doing well.
Sean is a regular listener and an upstanding citizen. Except on Friday when he was on his ear and we had to carry him to bed. The fact is that you need to join it, Sean. You need to get the feckin' finger out.
There was a lot of people a bit incoherent on Friday night.
Yeah, Friday was a mess, John.
Surprisingly, I wasn't the mess this week.
Yeah, it was a good call. You didn't make it.
It sounded awful, to be honest.
It was kind of good.
No, it wasn't.
It was actually quite funny.
It was very good for parts, yeah.
It's like the episode of Family Guy where they go to a stag do and they're supposed to watch a porno, but instead the sun is taped over it with a documentary on the Statue of Liberty, and their plan is to drink until she takes her clothes off. That was essentially your plan, where let's drink until the Late Late Toy Show is entertaining.
It was very entertaining. We were all taking the piss out of it. It was like a
Gay Byrne was tweeting and everything.
Yeah,
everyone was tweeting. I went home and every comedian that I know was live tweeting the event.
Well, you know the thing about Gay Byrne, right?
No, don't give it away.
Can I not? I'll tell you off the air. I'll tell you off the air, yeah.
Listeners.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks everybody for listening this week. Thanks on behalf of Dan and John. We'll be back at the same time next week. Follow us at ITK Soccer Show on Twitter and join the goddamn Fantasy League. Until then, we've been calling the Witch Doctor.